Hello and welcome to this episode of the Good Life Guide podcast.
मेडिटेशन एक नशा है, इसको पी लेने के बाद कोई और शराब नहीं चाहिए होती. Don't get confused between happiness and pleasure. Go and have a good sex is a pleasure. Go and have a glass of beer with friends is a pleasure. Go and watch a movie, it's a pleasure. This is not the happiness that you get. When I started doing meditation, it came out of the fear of death. He said, if you don't meet me in half an hour, I'm going to commit suicide.
Happy Ho always also does past life regression. Could you tell us something about it, and have you seen a change in someone who has probably taken a session of past life regression? Could you share some of that?
We have seen some good results, but we have seen equally horrible results. Like let's do this session in gibberish. Let's do this session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today we speak to Mr. Jwalant Swaroop, the founder of Happy Ho, and we speak to him about meditation and the wonders that it can do for you. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Hello sir, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Dhiral, for
How
inviting
are you
me.
feeling
I'm
today?
good, and how are you?
I'm great, sir.
Yes.
So sir, we spoke about your journey of how Happy Ho started. So could you tell our audience something about that?
Yeah, first of all, to your audience, a big hi and a happy ho, which essentially means khush raho. So everyone, if on this planet is happy, I think there would be a far more better growth, better productivity and everything. So I started Happy Ho out of my own masti, out of my own happiness. It is the product of my happiness. And the purpose was to bring in an agenda among the workplaces that happiness is important to be followed. And how can you create happiness is what most of the people were unaware when I began. And for that, we brought in all the tools that are possible to make people happy. And this is very surprising, Dhiral, that right from top to the bottom, people have their own reason of being unhappy. And if you look at, that reflects on their workplace, and that reflects on the work culture altogether. So angry boss will only provide the anger to the people, and that has a chain reaction. So somewhere somebody has to go and tell them to stop this. This is not the way to go about it. So when you are asking me how I started Happy Ho, this came out of the realization that there has to be happiness agenda in the workplace, in the families, in the country itself. And Bhutan is the biggest example of this. So, and why not? It can happen here. Right. Interesting thing that happened with me was that the same time the government of India also came up with an idea of creating something about happiness. So they brought that under Ayush ministry.
Right.
Dubai has a ministry for happiness.
Okay.
And Madhya Pradesh government also has a minister for happiness. Delhi government also tried to do something about it. But there is a distinction between real happiness and an artificial happiness.
Right. So sir, diving into the topic, what does meditation mean for you? And like you said, the government of India brought in the Ayush ministry, and they promoted yoga on a larger scale. And how is meditation different from yoga?
Very interesting question for one reason, that you asked me the question that what is meditation for you?
Right.
For every single individual, the meditation is one thing which cannot be of other. It has to be of his only. So if you are doing meditation and I am doing meditation, there are no right or wrong. Actually, there are only right. Whichever is helping you in your growth, in your happiness, in bringing your stress down, affecting your overall health in a good way. That's what the meditation is all about, and that's what it means to me, and it will mean to you as well.
Right.
And it will be your own. Mine will be mine. So when you say that, what does it mean to you? I might have my own reasons for it.
Got it.
You might have the own reasons for it. When I started doing meditation, I mean, it came out of the fear of death, because I was leading a lifestyle which can impact which eventually could lead to me towards a serious sickness. And I was diagnosed with a high blood pressure and stuff and all. And one day I had a hemorrhage in my left palm. And the doctors told me that, look, you have to take your life seriously. And obviously I had two small children, a wife to take care of it, and it was all around 30, 33. That is the time when I started looking up the solutions, that how can I manage this? And then I was introduced to doing meditation, and then I started getting so much of interest in it. I can't tell you. Then I traveled length and breadth of the country to figure out who could be my guru, where can I go and learn new techniques and stuff. So I got myself trained into Buddhism techniques, I got myself trained in Tantra techniques, I got myself trained in several other Zen and Tao and stuff. Now, each one of this is teaching you one simple way to go and realize yourself, who you are.
Right.
And who you are will come to you not by connecting with the other, but with connecting with yourself.
Right.
So I don't say that out of my 20 years of journey, I have got to know that who am I. But yes, somewhere closer to that, probably I'm having running around that. Who am I? Maybe one day I get to know who am I. But in this process, I have learned several techniques, and I thought it worth to take it to the people.
Got it.
That is how it is.
Got it. And how is meditation different from
Yes.
yoga?
Now, yoga is completely body. It helps you keep yourself fit. It helps you bring in a lot of flexibility in you. And it also helps you to manage certain vitals as well. But meditation is completely spirit-based. It is a spiritual. It is soul. So, most people who do yoga, they also do meditation with the pranayams and stuff. And at the same time, there is nothing wrong in it. Actually, yoga and meditation, they go parallelly.
Right.
And somebody who is doing yoga, I mean, he should do meditation. And somebody who is doing meditation should also do yoga.
Got it.
So this is how it is. But from the realization point of view, if you are seeking the answer, who am I? Which Buddha also sought for himself. Who am I? Then it is the meditation which will take you there.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's so true. And like you said, right, meditation does different things for different people. This brings me to my next question. How do you think meditation helps people? If you could share some anecdotes from, people who have joined Happy Ho and have seen a change in them, of people that you have seen that, oh, this person was like this before and meditation helped him realize something or, change his lifestyle. Could you just share some of that experiences?
Luckily, ever since we started Happy Ho, I mean, we get clients of all age groups. But the one that I enjoy the most is youngsters, uh, could be from 25 years of age to say 40, and they have a tremendous kind of thirst in them, and at the same time they have lot many issues, because this is the age where you have problems with your relationships, you have problems with your work, and you have set some unrealistic goals, uh, and I mean you are in a strong conflict with yourself,
Right.
and to accept that what you are is a big problem with them. So meditation helps you do that, because as I said in the beginning, that it helps you find the answer, who am I? So that's how it answers you lot many things. Because when you are doing right techniques, I mean you if you go to the uh, right guru, or so to say a good master, you may get then those answers. Right? Like Vinod Khanna left the film industry at the peak, and then he went with Osho. And when he moved away from Osho after his death, he didn't move away from Osho. Actually, he just moved away from that structure, that organization which was there, right? And he got all the wealth that he wanted, and my friends tell me that when he left the body, he was enlightened. So the point is, this age group is the real potential one, right? And there is a possibility of doing lot many things with them. So there was a girl who came to me, Ragini, and she was working in an IT major at a very senior position. And I don't know how she planned her things. The day she got her divorced, finally, she called me up, and she shared lot many things. And then she finally said that today afternoon I got my divorce papers finally. So I'm now officially separated. So I said, how is this freedom for you? So she laughed, and she said, what a question. I actually have to seek an answer for this. So I said, come and meet me tomorrow. So she came to me. And then I put her onto a program called meditation coaching that we do for 10 sessions.
Okay.
And every session, Ragini was seeing some changes in herself. And she was so seriously doing the practice at home, I can't tell you. You're one of the most devoted person I ever met. So her progress was even doubled or tripled, I would say. And when she finished the 10 sessions, I, from inside, felt the need to give her some more sessions. And I told Ragini that, okay, coaching sessions are over, and these are my personal special sessions for you. And she was thrilled to do it. See, point is that you have to take that baby step. You should have that courage to take the baby step.
Right.
Many people want to do meditation, but they are hesitant of taking that step.
Right.
And as long as you are hesitant, you are untruthful to yourself. Then ask this personality question to yourself. If you are untruthful to yourself, then whom will you be truthful?
Right.
To none.
No.
So somebody has to understand the importance that what meditation can do to him. And there is no age bar for that.
Yeah.
Because you might take a whole one life.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So why delay things? Right?
Right. Right.
उमर खयाम कहते थे जाम रखा है पियो, अब कोई पीने के लिए हाथ ना उठाए तो उमर खयाम थोड़ी आ जाएंगे आपके हलक में डालने के लिए. तो दिस इज हाउ थिंग्स आर.
Right.
एंड बिलीव मी धीरल दैट मेडिटेशन एक नशा है. इसको पी लेने के बाद कोई और शराब नहीं चाहिए होती. फैक्ट बता रहा हूँ, मेरे यहाँ शराब भरी पड़ी है, लाखों की शराब होगी, एक बूंद नहीं मैं पीता. लोग आते हैं उनको पिला देता हूँ, किसी को पीनी हो तो, वरना मैं कहता हूँ मैं तुम्हें सही शराब पिलाता हूँ, आ जाओ मेरे साथ. सो दैट इज हाउ इट इज, राइट? एंड आई वाज इन एन इंडस्ट्री व्हिच वाज like partying hard and working hard and that kind of it, and I renunciated that culture. And I was very say I would say anti to that whole idea. If you have worked hard, go and sleep. You want to do party, ठीक है, थोड़ा बहुत कर लो. What is the point that you go on whole night doing party?
Right. So coming to youngsters, I think they believe in techniques in which they see science, where they believe that, okay, there's a scientific reason why something is happening. Now, how do people perceive meditation now that we have a lot of scientific, proof that it does help a person?
Interestingly, I have several doctor friends.
Right.
They come to me for doing meditation.
Oh.
And in their prescription now, a neurophysician, cardiologist have started writing, do meditations.
Okay.
Right. And despite that it is now being prescribed to them, they go and do meditations in a very different manner, or they say that कि हम करते हैं. जो करते हैं तो वो चेंजेस क्यों नहीं आ रहे? Why doctor has to prescribe you that do meditation, right? So point है कि साइंस नहीं है तो फिर ये है क्या? अगर आप उस साइंस में एक्सप्लोरेशन एक बड़ी भारी चीज होती है. आप साइंटिस्ट बनना चाहते हैं समंदर के किनारे खड़े होके, और ये वो साइंस है in which you have to dive deep into it. Right? So every scientist who has invented anything has actually gone deep into it. Or I would tell you that we are about 140 crore people in this country. Go and ask them what is the meditation. You say ये तो ये होता है. So there are people with so much of bookish knowledge,
right,
without experiment, their own experiment, because meditation is very individualistic experience. Without their own experience, they can give you a lecture for hours together. Right? So I am very afraid of these kind of scientists. But yes, if somebody I meet, a scientist fellow who wants to dive deep, I can come with him. Right?
Right.
So that is how it is.
Right. So there are different types of meditations. How can someone find what's best for them? Like you said, it's individualistic. So what works for you might not work for someone else.
Absolutely.
So how does a person know that, okay, this is the right one for me?
Right. Dhiral, see, I can tell you what process that I adopt. Sure. Most of these sessions are one-on-one.
Okay.
And it doesn't mean that I don't do groups. I do groups only in retreats. When we plan a retreat to go to some off-site location, and that's where that I do. For corporates, I do groups. But for otherwise, I am very comfortable doing the one-on-one sessions. Advantages in one-on-one session is that you see that person is a unique person, and accordingly you customize and curate a program for him.
Got it.
We have about 250 different techniques. And out of those 250 different techniques, we figure out that which one would be good for him or her. But before we figure out, we do an evaluation session to figure out what is his real mental health and emotional well-being status, and what is that he or she wants to tackle that way. Many people do not have an articulated statement that this is the problem.
Right.
Then we have to go around asking questions and bringing in coaching techniques into play so that we understand what is the real requirement. And then accordingly we curate the program.
Got it.
And then we discuss with the person and then we start delivering it.
Got it.
So this is possible when you meet up with somebody who has the ability to actually curate a program for that person. So this is possible only when you meet up a right kind of a person who can actually help you curate it.
Got it. Got it. So does meditation equip your brain to deal with, say, stress or anxiety or difficult situations in life differently than a person who doesn't meditate?
Dhiral, actually, meditation helps you all the time. And there are no side effects of it.
Right.
First thing first. So there is nothing to be worried about. And meditation is an experience which an individual experience, himself or herself. So there is no artificiality in it. It is a genuine experience. And the genuine experience leads to genuine happiness, right? And it also leads to a individual's intelligence as well. So you find yourself that you're, एक हिंदी में वर्ड है प्रखर, आपकी और बुद्धि प्रखर होती है.
Okay.
Because meditation helps you go beyond buddhi, beyond intelligence, right?
Beyond what just you
Yes.
know, right?
So in that case, that's how it does. But if somebody hasn't done the meditation, that will surely be a problem. I had got a call from a very, very concerned mother from Cyprus.
Okay.
And she said that I have a small girl and I'm unable to handle her. And she runs around in the house and she's so this and she doesn't want to go to the school. I said, I have not seen a child like this. It is good that she doesn't want to go to the school. Let her, leave her actually. Leave her to do whatever she wants. That is her way of learning things. And we are trying to put the child into a cage and are telling her to do this because we think that what we are doing is right. It is possible that it may not be that way. Because she is also observing and she has her own intelligence.
Right, right.
So let her intelligence grow the way she wants to experiment and experience. That should be the way of making the person. So there is a difference between teaching and learning.
Yeah.
So you can learn to do meditation. Nobody can teach you. And this is what specifically this child demonstrated it. She has her own word to do things and she wants to do the things in that fashion. So learn from her activities. So she said, you are somebody who is supporting the child, you're not helping me. I'm like, I'm helping you. And do this for 15 days and just tell her to enjoy life the way she wants. And 15 days after that, she called me up. She said, one thing has happened that our conflict is no more. I mean, we are trying to learn how to cope up with each other and experience the peace. I mean, that is what is needed. You can't tell the child to sit down and meditate. She can't do.
Yeah.
Actually, you need more meditation than the child. So this is how it is.
Right, right. It's also very important that people have the motivation to do something. And if I tell you, okay, don't burn your finger, it's that example, right?
Yes.
Unless you go there, you feel the heat, you will not learn that.
Absolutely
you don't
not.
need
I mean, meditation is something that you cannot learn standing on the beach. You have to go in the middle of the ocean and dive deep.
Right.
And
So
let me
true.
tell you that you will find the same ocean inside yourself.
That's beautiful. We know that sleep plays a very important role in overall well-being. How can meditation specifically help with better sleep?
Sleep is something which the divine has blessed us with healing powers. And whether it is in the animal kingdom or in the humanly world, sleep plays an extremely good role. If you have a pet at home and if he is fed properly and he's tired, what will he do? He just sleep.
Yeah.
And there's no like anything, right? So, but humans have this problem. They can't be restful. They find that किसी ने कह दिया था ना, उसने बड़ी प्रॉब्लम कर दी थी. वो कहे आराम हराम है. अब अगर आराम हराम है और आप चाहते हैं कि हर आदमी काम ही करता रहे, तो फिर तो पूरी दुनिया खत्म हो जाएगी.
राइट.
और फिर आप दिन भर काम करेंगे और एटम बम बनाएंगे, हैं? आप न्यूक्लियर पावर बनेंगे, आप ये बनेंगे, आप वो बनेंगे. क्योंकि आराम तो हराम है. आपको कुछ करना है, आप कुछ भी कर रहे हैं. तो पॉइंट ये है कि नींद इज द डिवाइन प्रोसेस टू हील यू. Meditation helps you sleep better because it cools down, it calms downs your mental activity.
Right.
अब इसमें एक बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बात है कि calm down the mental activities. What is that which gets calmed down? Thought. So interesting part is that you get thoughts in like a chain of thoughts come to you.
Right.
And each thought comes with a hook to pulls the another thought. So you have seen the train.
Yeah.
Between the two bogies, there is a coupling which attaches them. Interestingly, that in the process of thought, there is a coupling of silence between the two thoughts. And when you are calmer, this silence becomes little more wider and sleep descends in that beautiful moment of silence between the two thoughts.
Right.
So what happens to a person whom we call, oh, he has gone mad or he is lunatic? It is precisely that he doesn't have that coupling of silence. That is gone. He is mad. Right? You call him because he doesn't get the sleep as well.
Right.
So if you have a lack of sleep, you have all possibility to become to achieve madness. Right? So it is important to sleep well. And if you have a problem, any physical problem, maybe pain somewhere or your body is not good, then you need to consult a doctor for a better sleep. But you make your sleep a priority. At the same time, do yoga for that and sleep well.
Yeah.
Sleep itself is a meditation. We have we do a meditation called relaxing body and mind. And I have seen persons who used to boast that, sir, हमको नींद नहीं आती और हमें नींद की जरूरत भी नहीं है. हमने कहा, अरे वाह, very good. If you don't need a sleep in your for yourself, it is fabulous. What more? So you are already Buddha. You don't have to come to me. फिर थोड़ी देर के बाद कहेंगे धीरे से कि आपके पास कोई मेडिटेशन है जो नींद ला सकता है. हमने कहा जब वो एक्सपीरियंस भूल गए हैं आप, आइए मैं आपको कराता हूँ. And then when we do that, these guys go to sleep and they're actually have to come back in say 15-20 minutes, but they sleep for hours together.
Right.
And when they wake up, they say that this is such a beautiful experience.
Right.
Right? So don't deny the opportunity to go to sleep.
Got it. So talking about meditation and sleep, what do you think is the best time for someone to meditate? Like,
any time is good, Dhiral, to meditate. Interestingly, you can meditate while sitting at the rear seat of your car. If you're driving, you're alone, put on a good music, listen to it, and dance with that in the car itself, provided you are driving safe. If you're a rash driver, no. Big no. I used to dance in the car. I used to play a lovely Sufi song in the car. The driver is driving and I'm dancing. And I really used to enjoy. And then I go to a silence because you have a 1 or 2 hours drive from point A to point B. Why waste that time? If you are in office, you can do gibberish for 20 minutes. And I had a culture in my organization that everybody had to do gibberish meditation before leaving the office.
What is a gibberish meditation?
Oh, that's a beautiful meditation. Actually, Buddha had given an Anapanasati Yoga. One meditation, which is called Anapanasati Yoga. But the Sufi word, I mean, they had invented gibberish, and it was by Jabbar, a Sufi saint called Jabbar. So I went to Istanbul to learn a couple of meditations there. So whirling especially I really enjoy, but gibberish is something where you have to speak some sounds. You have to create some sound. You don't have to use any language. Means if you are an Arabic, you don't have to speak Arabic. You have to speak Chinese. And if you are say a Hindi guy, then don't use Hindi, you speak German, something like that. That means the language that you don't know. And that language is your own. You see a small child, say of 2-3 years, he's doing gibberish on his way and he's happy with that. Boom, boom, ba, you see, you have heard this kind of sounds with the small little children that they do. And they are into complete masti and they are really enjoying that moment. That is what is gibberish. So you do that gibberish for 15 minutes and then for 15 minutes sit in the silence. So it is so beautiful. If you are having sleep issues, do this gibberish
before sleeping.
Before sleep. And lie down, sleep will come. Because in this gibberish, you throw all your pent-up emotions of the day. You are throwing all your anger out. You wanted to hit your boss that day, you didn't. You do this, this is the opportunity. So before you leave the office, you go with a clean slate so that you don't go and reflect it on your family.
Right.
So the boys and girls were so happy doing gibberish. Later they started enjoying. if someday they have missed out doing gibberish, I got the call from my friends in the organization who told me, "Yaar, gibberish nahi ki office mein sir. What should I do? I'm going to do it in the car. There's no problem." So that had become their hygiene, and that is also one of the reasons that they were so happy.
Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
gibberish is a very powerful meditation.
That's very, very interesting. And it's just something that, you know, like while you were saying it, I was visualizing it like, okay, you just say things that don't make sense and then suddenly everything starts.
Like, let's
Making
do this
sense.
session in gibberish. Let's do this session in gibberish. Yeah? You can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That you do that.
Maybe
Yeah.
off camera.
And you can talk. You can do a conversation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
actually, when I'm at the center where I go and do some learning, and we start the gibberish like this. We are having breakfast and we're doing gibberish and talking in gibberish, right? And you're throwing away everything, right? And you are also sharing many things with the person. So it helps you go little beyond the mind, right?
Yeah.
And deceptions of mind.
Right. Sir, you also emphasized on the consistency and doing the practice a lot. What is your piece of advice for someone who cannot be consistent or finds it difficult to practice, say, meditation every day?
Consistency, Dhiral, is very important.
Yeah.
For anything that you are doing. So as long as meditation doesn't become your state of being, which doesn't require doing anything, but you are meditative, then there is no problem. You do or you don't do it, you are meditative. So if you don't have consistency, you will not achieve that state. Right? So this is one thing. So how serious you are about to achieving that state is very important.
Got it.
So consistency help you in actually achieving that state. And consistency will also help you drop all your excuses. Otherwise, you will have, "Arey yaar, aaj garmi bahut hai, nahi, no, today I'm not feeling well," something like that. And these are all mind games. And mind becomes very dominant for a meditator. So you need to know the trap. Because one thing meditation is doing is finishing your mind. The mind which says that don't do this, don't do that. The mind is something which is at the risk, because mind is having a complete grip on yourself.
Got it.
So with meditation, when you go beyond mind, that grip loosens and the mind starts playing many games. So that is where meditators lose consistency. So don't hear him. Enough that you have here. Become the master of yourself. Don't be master of the mind.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. So would you say that meditation makes you a more confident, non-judgmental? Because you said that meditation kills the mind, so to say. So do you think it helps a person become more empathetic, non-judgmental, confident, all of those aspects?
Absolutely. You're bang on. What is the takeaway after the meditation? Is unless you feel loving, compassionate, emphatic, meditation hasn't worked. Now, if I refer the same thing for Ragini, first thing Ragini did was to forgive her husband. At the moment she had forgiven her husband, all the doors that were, or rather all the problems that were holding her, they just dropped. And whole new world opened for her. And she flew away to Germany. Because she said, and because she realized that this freedom has brought so many new things.
Right.
Right? So meditation has lot many benefits. Let me
Yeah.
tell you this. And the biggest benefit is that is that your practice is helping you to be more loving.
Mm.
If the answer is yes, you are on the right path.
Right.
That is how it is.
Right. How does someone who is standing at the beach, who is a beginner in this practice, go about meditation? Because it can be daunting when you see the ocean, right? But when you take the first step, it's a little less daunting. So, what is that first step in terms of meditation?
Courage. Have the courage to fail.
To fail.
Because if you are able to overcome the fear to fail, then you will go on diving deeper, deeper, and deeper, and deeper.
Right.
So, most of us do not have that courage. Yeah, if I fail, मेरा ध्यान ही नहीं लगता है, मेरी आंखें ही नहीं बंद होती हैं. What is this nonsense? You're sitting for 15 minutes in one posture. You cannot understand because something internally things are changing. I had a very interesting example. It came to my mind. I had got a call from a place in Haryana by a young boy, married, has one son, I guess. And he said, if you don't meet me in half an hour, I'm going to commit suicide.
Oh.
So I said, Acha, so why did you call me? Go ahead, do it. Your choice, your life. No, I know that you can stop me. And so you don't want to do suicide. You want somebody to come and stop you. And if I say that, come to my office right away, well, no, I can come up till some middle place. Come there. Why don't you drive down there? No, why should I? You need it. You come to me. So he came to me. Weird. Whole night he was awake. Whole night he was drinking. Whole night he was smoking. That kind of in a state he came.
Okay.
I said, now tell me why this great effort to reach this stage in life you have done. Why? Then he started narrating things. So he told me all his personal issues and stuff. I said, chalo, koi nahi. Go to the washroom, wash your face, and comb your hair, and give me your cigarette pack and stuff. He was having 4 or 5 cigarette packs with him. Leave it there outside, right? Brush your teeth. If you don't have it, I'll get one for you. So I ordered a toothpaste and a toothbrush for him. He brushed his teeth, cleaned himself, and that's it. And then I told him, I'm not going to talk to you. I will talk to you after this experience. And he was so terribly resistant. I can't close my eyes. I can't do this. I can't do that. Don't do it. Close your eyes. Start with the open eyes, and let me guarantee you, your eyes will close on their own. Let's begin this. So I literally had to, despite that he was in a depressed and really, really bad situation, he didn't have the courage to take the first step. So I had to really push him hard to go into my meditation room and sit there. And then we started the meditation for him. I sat personally for his session in the meditation room. Otherwise, I give it to the client and I watch him from outside. We have a glass wall. Now this boy was looking like this. And I didn't instructed him. I only said, create this sound and if you can create this sound, you're free to look anywhere else. वही हुआ. In around 5 minutes time, he became little still, then his eyes closed, and then his humming started growing and stuff. And then I was guiding him, and then he went to sleep. Because your body is so terribly tired, the first thing that the meditation will do to bring you the sleep.
Got it.
Right? And it worked for him. Then he brought his wife next day. Then I put them both on the meditation. Often it happens that if the husband is doing meditation, the wife is critical. And if the wife is doing meditation, husband is critical. Because that they don't know the value of meditation, they will always be critical of the other.
Right.
Right? So it is best to tell him that you don't criticize, take an experience yourself, and if not, then shut your mouth. Best way.
Right.
Hmm?
Right. So
Yes.
you said that sitting in silence or just, experiencing meditation like that. You also pointed out things like people say, "Arey mujhse aankhein band nahi hoti, I cannot concentrate." So do you think this is where a guided meditation helps better rather than something that a person can do by themselves? Like there are apps like say Calm or Headspace or YouTube where you can find meditations. How is a person being there present with you different from these apps? And I know you said something like you curate the meditation program, but keeping that aside, how is this better?
See, one thing is very clear that these apps have done a great job and really great help, and they are very good. Each one. I mean, I have all the apps on my phone. But when you are doing some meditations with a master in physical form, it indeed helps. Because his presence itself brings a lot of serenity, lot of calmness, and the master starts working on you. So often it happens that masters work with the disciple in the sleep at night.
Okay.
So the physical form is extremely good, provided you can. So again, if you want to have an authentic happiness, then go to an authentic master who can sit with you and do the meditation.
Yeah.
You do meditation in his presence. That will make a lot of difference. And later that you can always take help of technology. Technology is great, no doubt.
Yeah.
But then it cannot replace the master. Master is where you surrender. Master is where you can touch his feet and the something transfers in you. Master presence helps you do meditation better.
Got it.
And the real master, I mean, he will ensure that you are protected all through the process and you do the meditation. एक बहुत अच्छी कहानी है. You know that laughing Buddha?
Yeah.
So now people know him with laughing Buddha. So I will use the same name. So he came to Buddha and he said that, I want to talk to you. Buddha was in the meeting with his disciple. And he said that, is there a God? Buddha said, look, I will talk to you, but you go and sit under that tree. Close your eyes and sit there till I tell you to open them. And a sturdy fellow right? Very strong body and stuff. And Buddha told him to go and sit. Not this guy. It was very difficult for him to close his eyes and sit. But he was a man of will. Closed his eyes and sat down there. But look at Buddha, the compassion of Buddha. Out of those 10,000 Buddhas, he was worried only about that person. That he's sitting day and night under the tree, he should be protected. The master's loving energy was flowing to him. And what happened that Buddha didn't go to see him for 5 years. And one day, laughing Buddha opened his eyes and found Buddha standing in front of him. Buddha asked, "Is there a God?" And then he laughed. And he laughed. The entire existence laughed with him. There were petals which were showered on him because he got enlightened without doing anything. That means that Buddha's presence only made him realize that there is God.
There is God. Right.
Right? And he was consistent in this thing. I have told my master not to open the eyes. I will not open the eyes. So you need to have trust. If you don't have trust in the master, you cannot achieve anything. And with the apps, you can have trust in calm or headspace. But what will these apps can do?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So there is a difference.
There is a difference. Could you talk a bit about the partnership between Happy Ho and TruePal, and how did that come into existence?
Well, I'll say that so far so good. The journey has been very beautiful. Working with young people is what energizes me. So far the journey is fabulous. And how it began was by a call from Tushita, and she wanted to meet me during my visit to Mumbai, but it didn't materialize because of the rains and stuff. So we said, let's do a Zoom call and stuff, and then we figure out. So Tushita was very, I would say, upfront in telling us to work like this. So I said, sure, let's give it a try as well. And so this is how it is. I would say that TruePal is a true pal. And you are building a business which is truly needed. Because every single person requires something like this, where he can find a solution. So you are becoming part of the solution. That means you have already articulated the problem, and so the solution is coming through.
Right.
So I love the energy of the team. I love the approach, and more or less it is synced with Happy Ho. So it is a natural, I would say, alignment. So that is how it is. Yeah.
That's great. That's great to hear. We'll just talk about a few more things. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was happiness. So we know happiness comes in different forms, right? And there are conflicting theories where it says that happiness also correlates to being rich. Because when you have one of the biggest problems, that's financial sorted, finding happiness becomes, you then have the privilege to, okay, I want to be happy now, and you're not just making ends meet. You are actually, pursuing happiness in a way. So could you just expand on how do you define happiness, and how can someone help find it?
Nobody can help you find happiness. You have to find your own happiness.
Yeah.
But somebody can guide you. Buddha only showed you a path. And he said that, well, I have traveled on this, and this has been my path, and I have achieved authentic happiness. And you travel this, you can. So you should have courage to travel on the path. So Buddha cannot help all his disciples to become enlightened. Why will he? It's your journey, you do it. Right? So this is where the problem is. We are so dependent on other for every single thing that we would say that we are not going to do anything, let it come to me. And it will come to you, provided you have done something for it. If you don't do anything, it won't. So this is one thing. Second thing is, happiness, there are no different forms of happiness.
Okay.
Firstly, we should understand this. Happiness is happiness. Happiness is constant. Happiness is with you. If you are happy, then it is fine. You are not, then you are not. So, if you look at have you seen the ECG?
Yeah.
Okay, so ECG, you find those things like this. Same way you can be happy, maybe you would have your own lows as well. So if a happy person is there, then he also has a low moment there. But it doesn't mean that you will not have the another moment happy. With every peak there is an abyss. Right? So you need to understand that they are all going together. You want to choose happiness, but you don't want to choose your low moments. That's wrong. It will never happen. So if you are choosing to become happy, you are also choosing to be low and unhappy at times. But you know the art because you have learned how to be happy. You know the art of turning your unhappy moments to happiness.
Got it.
This is one thing. Second thing is, don't get confused between happiness and pleasure.
Okay.
It so happens that two boys get together after office and go to a beer shop and have a beer. And they have 2 or 3 bottles of beer. Very happy. मजा आ गया, बहुत खुश. आधे घंटे के बाद नशा उतर गया, सब खत्म. Now that cannot be happiness, that is pleasure.
That's pleasure, right?
So you need to understand the difference between happiness and pleasure, and often we get confused with pleasure as happiness. No. Anything that is physically appealing you is pleasure. Go and have a good sex is a pleasure. Go and have a glass of beer with friends is a pleasure. Go and watch a movie, it's a pleasure. This is not the happiness that you think. A happy person is always happy, no matter what. You may have your lows, you may have your own ways to tackle with the lows, but you know the art of converting those unhappy moments into happiness.
Right.
Right? So, you can call happiness as authentic happiness. That is possible. But I always say that happiness is to be real happiness.
Right.
Where you are happy, and happiness is contagious. See, if you go into that, say, you are moving in a marketplace, and if you are a happy person, everybody will see it to you.
Yeah.
And you will radiate happiness. With the strangers also.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
But if you are an unhappy person, you will make the life hell of the family and the workplace.
Yeah. It's also like what you feel is what you attract. So if you feel like, acha, aaj ye traffic hai, yahan hai, then you will attract it even more. But if you feel, okay, it's going to be cool, even if there's traffic, I'm not going to be bothered by it, then you will find open roads in traffic also. So
right. Now with this example, Hiral, if you are getting worked up with the traffic, there is some other reason, because what is traffic is a trigger. You have a deadline to meet. And then you don't know the way how to meet that deadline. So you are at the dead end, and so you are getting agitated. So you understand the cause and the effect both.
Got it.
So what is the cause? Cause is not the traffic. Cause is that deadline. Call up the person and tell him that you are going to be half an hour late or an hour late because of this reason.
Yeah.
Either he will shift the appointment or he will say that fair enough, come over, there is no problem.
Yeah.
And then you are cool with it. But you don't do that and you get agitated. And you throw up to your driver or to your family or whatever. So, point is, keep the triggers in mind. What is triggering you and what is the trigger of that particular behavior.
Got it. Got it.
So deal with the triggers.
So, Happy Ho always also does past life regression. Could you tell us something about it, and have you seen a change in someone who has probably taken a session of past life regression? Could you share some of that?
See, past life regression, I will share both the aspects to you.
Sure.
Because we have seen some good results, but we have seen equally horrible results.
Okay.
First of all, understand the why divine has not enabled you with the past life memories. Right? And these memories are with you in the mother's womb also. But the moment you take birth and your cord is disconnected, everything is gone and you are starting fresh.
Right.
Zero memories, right? Your own memories, your own experience. So God wants you to have your own experiences, right? And the interesting part is that those are not the useful memories, right? But the bad memories are having certain karmic debts for you,
Got it.
which you have to pay off in this life.
Yeah.
And you are also enjoying the fruits of the good karmas, right? So leave them there. Focus on doing goodness in this life. No need to get into the bad, in the past life memories to create problem for yourself in this life. So this is my critical answer for past life.
Yeah.
There are good past life regression people, and but what happens is sometimes a person is able to figure out the lost purpose, which probably can help you in this life to carry forward it quickly. So, but that is possible only when you have left anything of that sort in the previous life. So there was a person who did the past life regression and suddenly he found a purpose that, well, he has to do something larger good. He has to go and explore who is he. So he started doing meditations and stuff, and then he was guided to go and start a business in hospitality.
Okay.
Now he says that he got a answer of this in his past life regression session. And I have no reason to doubt that. But he is doing quite good. He has a small cottage or resort sort of a thing in hills. And he's happy managing it. And he takes personal care dealing with the guests and stuff. And he says, this was my purpose which I couldn't fulfill in my past life and I'm doing it now. I said, fair enough, good. As far as you're doing good, that's great. But I have also seen people who have lost track of themselves completely.
Okay.
Where they saw something awful and they are unable to say,
Come back.
overcome that shock. Right? So that is something which is very dangerous.
Got it.
And in my opinion, I have stopped doing it after having one or two little, I would say, terrible cases. Because you never know with whom you are dealing with. And now if the person is a little weak in her or his emotional this thing, then possible that he experience something which he is not able to handle it. So better leave that aside. You have got this beautiful life, built it.
Got it.
Right? Yeah.
Great. So to end with, I would like to hear top 3 advices for someone who wants to start their meditation practice. So they are at zero, clean slate. What are your top 3 advices for that person?
Have courage. And don't be afraid of diving deep.
Got it.
You don't have to leave the world. Because there is no better university than the sansar itself. So you can do a great deal of learning here. But at times you will have this feel that I should be leaving this and go to the hills and sit in a cave and do meditation. Even there also the word will follow you. So you will create some other kind of a word there and it will be more problematic. So be here. Enjoy it. One. Second thing is that be consistent.
Yeah.
In your practice, be true to yourself. And 3, find a master.
Yeah.
Right. So these are the 3 most important
Perfect.
ones.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Pleasure
Sir. It
all
was
mine.
a great conversation.
Thank you so much, Dheeral, for coming over.